take charge of your state and take control of your life. It really starts with our state first. And what better way to control that than drumming? There's some kind of magic about when this wood hits the surfaces of our drums and cymbals, and about how this changes our state, and then it spills over into everything we do. I've been doing this for decades, performing on stages all around the world, and studying with a lot of the best educators and performers and teachers all around the world. But what's really inspired me about the LTR drumming community is people come in where they don't want to play on stage, and they don't want to form bands, and they don't want to quit their job and do this. And that is just as valid as somebody that wants to be a pro and wants to make this their full-time job. So many people want to use drumming as a daily meditation, as a way to express and explore their own creativity, as a place to go to just let go of the stress of the day and move and get into the movement and the meditation and the therapeutic magic of drumming. And the life through rhythm attitude and philosophy is that who we are in drumming spills out into everything that we do. So if you have a place to go where you can express your ideas, a safe place to move, change your state and transform and live your confidence and believe in yourself, when you step out into the world and you leave the kit and you go out into doing everything you're doing to your family, your work, your friends, just how you interact with the world, how you feel, how much passion and energy you have, it's going to overflow into everything you do. So I'm going to share a clip with you of one of my favorite people, Bill Burr. Master comedian, just amazing human being. He follows his passions, he's always learning, and he's always growing. And he's one of my favorite people. Now, you may not have known, he's obsessed with drumming. He loves it, but he doesn't, he plays a little bit here and there, but he's not a pro, not a professional drummer, but he has a pro attitude. He learns, he shows up to do it every day, and he uses it as a meditation, as a therapy. His family knows he needs that hour where he goes downstairs, picks up the sticks, and just goes for it and learns, grows a little bit every day, and just explores his passion and one of the things he loves. In the LTR drumming method, we say, to master one discipline, go outside it. So if you want to be a master chef, study golf. If you want to be a master artist, study martial arts. Make these connections that most people don't bring and bring it into your art. So one of the things I study is comedy, and I actually love comedy. I love stand-up comedians. I watch it all the time, but I study them and I feel a real kinship to this community. And man, I'm behind the kit with sticks, and I got all these drums surrounding me. Sometimes I got a band, and can you just imagine being a comedian? You got the mic, it's just you're vulnerable, and if you tell a joke, you might hear like, you suck, and you might get booed, and no one laughs. Man, the courage it takes to be a stand-up comedian, and I just respect those guys and girls so much in what they do in the art form. And I love that. I've always drawn those parallels between drumming and being a stand-up comedian, those two art forms. And I love that I'm not the only one to notice this. Bill is also saying, man, what I love about drumming is also connected to what I love about comedy. You grow a little bit every day. There's never an end point. You're always learning, you're always growing and taking in new information. And one thing that I've noticed about comedy too is, and I've heard some of the masters say this, they say it's so challenging to be you up there. And sometimes when people start, I know Bill Burr shared this, when they start, they're, dressing like other comedians, maybe, using jokes in the style of other comedians. And I say, you gotta break through that and just to be you, basically. Do you. Reveal your heart to the crowd. Tell your own stories, tell your own experiences, be vulnerable and be yourself. And no one else can do that. And I've heard a lot of comedians say that's when they really break through to hitting their stride and hitting their level. And that's where the masters in that field really live. And I'd say it's the same in drumming, whether you think, you know, John Bonham or Tony Williams, these great masters, they really, you know, they stole from the best, but they found a way to be them. And they just broke through finally, and it's really about courage. So let's hear from Bill Burr, one of my favorite people, master comedian, and you might not have known it, amazingly obsessed and enthusiastic about drumming. He loves it. It's a part of his daily routine, and it makes everything he does that much better.
Well, you know
This guy's a fucking animal, man.
You love drumming, huh? You're
Yeah.
fucking really deep into this shit.
It's literally, I tried therapy, I tried talking to people and shit, and it's just like, yeah, I only get so far, but like that stuff like just totally clears my head, and I like it because it's like comedy where there's somewhere to go with it, and it's endless. Like there's really no end to how good you can come as a comic if you keep pushing yourself with this little skill sets that you know they're kind of weak and you can just keep making, you know, working on them. Drumming's the same way. So it's that going for the next thing that has me just present, trying to work it out, and I just forget about everything else. And you know, I even got a kid now. My wife still lets me go play for an hour a day because she knows it's good for us.
So that's like, it's like a meditation on top of like a little bit of a workout too, because you're throwing your arms around.
Oh yeah.